Okay, let's take it from the top. Good evening, Savannah and the Coastal Empire. It's the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. I'm glad to be back, not back in the ambiance of Coach's Corner Soundgarden stage, still under the weather, still fighting this whatever I got for the last month. But I'm glad to be back here. I got a voice this week, but it's always fun to be here. It's March 5th. 2025, it's the Ides of March. And that's what I was saying before when I didn't have my mic on. I'm a novice. I'm new at this. I don't have a producer like the other show, Rubbin' and Grubbin', that just was earlier this evening on the Coach's Corner Sport Network at 5 o'clock with Brandon Bain, the Atlanta man, and the OG, the producer, Lawrence Bennett. But you know what? I'm a one-man show, and I love doing it. It's talking about local sports, what's going on here, there, and everywhere. And I'm glad you could be here. So got a great lineup. Did not come up with a athlete of the week. I do apologize. So if you have an athlete of the week, just text me. Let me get my little banner here running at the bottom, and you can see what I'm talking about. There we go. Stories, recaps, athletes of the week. Karl DeMasi, K DeMasi at prepsportsport.com, or text me at 912-507-9158. I'd love to hear about your athlete. Want to get an athlete on, so let me know. So this week I dropped the ball. Okay, been under the weather. Didn't realize how close it was getting to Wednesday. But next week I will have a Weatherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week. And Dr. Bart, if you're listening, I do apologize. Every now and then old OG, old guy. So hopefully you could tune in and see an Athlete of the Week. All right, great show tonight. We're talking basketball, okay? Of course, the first segment's always recapping what's going on in the Savannah area. I'm going to mainly focus on basketball, high school basketball. I'll talk a little about college basketball and, of course, about the pros, but not much because I want to talk about high school basketball because we're going to get to a state final Friday night. The Savannah High Blue Jackets, the High, will be playing for a state championship. So we're going to talk to my first guest, Coach George Brown, the GOAT, as I call him. Okay, he took over from Mr. 500, and he's doing a great job. So we'll get to him in about, let's see, we got 7:03, about 12 minutes we'll get back to him. I know he's hanging out, waiting to go, but he's in the back room. He's getting ready. He's getting psyched. Then my second guest, you got to honor the guy. State champion again. 3 out of the last 4 years, St. Andrews brings home the ship. They won again. We'll be talking to the head coach, Mel Abrams, about 7:30, and then we'll wrap up the show. So like I say, every Wednesday night, let's take 3 steps in the door. Okay, the first step, high school sports. Local sports, youth sports. Step 2, colleges. Step 3, pros. And of course, we go overtime. We talk about what's happening at Coach's Corner on the Soundgarden stage. All right, let's get in. We got to honor the team that has won their 3rd championship in 4 years, the St. Andrews Lions. That's right. Mel Abrams been there 10 years. Finished the season with a 26-3 record. Won their 3rd GIA AAA state championship. 6th state title in the program history. Yes, they won it 3 times before Coach won it. Back in I want to say 98 and 99, and then I laid the foundation. I want to take credit for that, but I shouldn't take credit for that because Mike Bennett did a heck of a job after I left. He took that team to win a state championship in 2003. Okay, yeah, I had my 2 years at St. Andrews. It was a lot of fun. Got to the state semifinals. Just couldn't pull it off. But I was there back when I was there with the Saints, but now it's the Lions. So if I say Saints, I apologize, okay? So, they set a new program record with 101 wins over the last 4 seasons. The previous record was 90 wins from 96 to 2000, okay? So pretty impressive right there, okay? Like I said, Mel Abrams been there for 10 years. It's got a culture now, a winning culture. A history of winning. They don't accept anything less except making the state championship. And then, of course, you got to honor those seniors. We'll talk about the senior group. Of course, we know it was led by Zayden Edwards. He set the career scoring mark, 1,655 points, breaking Evan Aldridge's record, who won 2 state championships with St. Andrews back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Okay. Jakari Glover comes over from New Hampstead. Mike Cummins comes over from Savannah Classical. But there are a lot of other guys that he's going to mention that are been part of this. Just, there's young players coming back. There's 5 freshmen coming back. St. Andrews is not going to be rebuilding. They're going to be just reloading, okay? All right, so what did they do? They defeated Brookwood 55-43 at Columbus State University last Friday night. Of course, early game struggles. Both teams went back and forth. Brookwood led 4-2 after 4 minutes. Then St. Andrews went on a 9-0 run. Strong second quarter. They opened up with an 11-3 run. They led 22-13, and they took a 28-21 halftime lead. But Brookwood fought back and tied the game 30-30 in the third quarter. At the end of the third quarter, it was 39-39. Final push, Zayden Edwards hits a three-pointer to redeem the lead 45-43, and they never looked back against Brookwood. Okay, this is the state semifinal to get him into the – no, did I do that right? Brookwood was the previous – no. Lakeview was that. I'm talking about Lakeview. I got my notes mixed up here, okay? All right, that was Lakeview, okay? They came back to beat Lakeview, and, of course, they beat Brookwood for the championship. It was tied at the end of the third quarter, okay? I'm getting games mixed up here. But anyway, third state title. Defense has locked it down. What more do you want? Edwards had 21 points. Glover had 18. Cummings had 7, and Coach said it best. It's all about the team. He praised the team, praised the new players. He's always talked about Zayden's leadership and how it gravitates to all these other guys. So, you know what? You got to give them the kudos. St. Andrews, state champion again. All right. So, other than that, what else we could talk about? Well, how about the other GHSA playoffs, okay? We had 5 teams make it. 1, 2, 3, 4. We had 5 teams make it to the state semifinals. One now is going to the finals, okay? In the GHSA AAA Final Four, Sandy Creek, which is going to play tonight, beat Windsor Forest 71-42. Sandy Creek's going for its 3rd title in a row in Georgia high school. It's pretty impressive, okay? In GHSA D2 Final Four, Savannah High took care of Warren County 64-55. But here's the kicker. Their region rival this year, or the team that beat them in region play, McIntosh, beat Greene County 49-41. These teams will meet for the 4th time Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock up there at the Macon Centerplex. Okay, so Savannah High is the only team to move on. We got to talk about the girls. Langston Hughes beats Bradwell 66-46. It wasn't even a game. Bradwell's always that perennial girls powerhouse. They won on a last-second shot to get to the semifinals. Faye Baker's been there for 30 years. She does a great job. I had a chance to coach against her when I was coaching the Jenkins girls. Pretty impressive. And a heartbreaker goes out to GHSA Class 3A girls team, Jenkins High School. If you're following Georgia Public Broadcasting, GPB Sports, it's on now. They're playing all the championship games. So you'll get to watch Savannah High on Friday. Jenkins lost a heartbreaker to Cherokee Bluff 56-55. Cherokee Bluff just won the state title. Now, if you watch that game and you were watching it on the NFHS network, the little clicker at the bottom that gives you the score and time was off. And I'm telling you, I was watching it, and I was screaming at the computer, start the clock, start the clock, start the clock. Well, the clock on that ticker was not right. They did start the clock on time. Girl hit a shot with 1.5 seconds left to beat Jenkins, so Cherokee Bluff can get to the championship game. Brianna Booker has done a great job over there at Jenkins. Jenkins is a little near and dear to my heart. When I moved here in 1995, I was the head varsity girls coach for 3 years. Still love the place, still support the place. Just a heartbreaker. So they lose by 1 point to the eventual state champions, Cherokee Bluff. Brianna Booker did a great job over there. All right, so what do we got? Friday night, big matchup. Game number 4 in the Savannah High, McIntosh County Classic this year. On January 7th, McIntosh County beat Savannah High 48-47. Then on February 4th, Savannah High beat them 56-46. And in the region championship, they beat them 48-45. So Savannah High has won 2 out of 3. So 3 o'clock, Macon Centerplex. You can watch it on Georgia Public Broadcasting Sports on your internet. So McIntosh comes in with a 26-5 record. Savannah High comes in with a 26-4 record. Savannah High is ranked number 1. McIntosh County is ranked number 3. So it's going to be pretty interesting. The only classification Class A D2 loss for Savannah High was to McIntosh County Academy. Savannah High beat Warren County 65-55 to get to the championship. Mekhi Joyner, Kanan Hendricks, Jamonte Brown, Zaire Smart. I mean, Coach will get into all his players, so it's going to be a big one Friday night in Macon. Both teams are strong defensively. They have key players, but, who's going to take over it and who's going to make the less mistakes is going to win the game. So, once again, I'm leaning towards Savannah High. We'll talk to Coach George Brown in about 5 minutes about that. College, Georgia, big win last night. 19 wins on the season. They got a good shot at making the dance. Georgia Tech, another big win last night, but they got to win the whole ACC tournament to make it. Savannah State basketball, men's and women's over the SEAC, have moved on to the second round. You got to love that. USCB, the Land Sharks over there in Buford, in the Peach Belt Conference, are going into tournament play. They got a lot of local flavor over there from Savannah, Georgia. Got to check that out. Scat Athletics, women's lacrosse is unbelievable. Still ranked number 9 and number 1. I think some girl the other day had 9 goals. I mean, it's unbelievable. Hawks, iffy. They've still got a lot of games to go. So we'll see what happens with it. Braves are in spring training. So I'll get into all this more next week because I want to talk more about the basketball. I got to get out of here so I get my next guest on. Bananas played their first Major League ballpark down in Miami last weekend. Sold out 3 straight days. They're on a roll. They'll be on a roll forever because people love it. Okay. On that note, last part, Soundgarden. Friday night, Fast Fashion, Depeche Mode, tribute band. Saturday night, local band, excellent, Dropkick Turbo. March 22nd, Departure, Journey, unbelievable, great concert. I've been there, I've seen it, I've done that. And then March 29th, Planet Duran and Fame, Duran and David Bowie tribute band. Looking for a fun night? If you don't want to go over to the Soundgarden, go right across the parking lot and go to Thunderbolt Indoor Golf and Games. Right next to Coach's Corner. Play any golf course you want to play in the United States. There's a simulator, 2 bays. You'll have a lot of fun. It's all new at Coach's Corner. Go to indoorgolfandgames.com to check out more. All right. We're coming back in 3 minutes with the man himself, the man that I call the GOAT now, but he is taking Savannah High back-to-back state championships. Hopefully this will be the year that he brings it home. We'll be talking to the head coach, George Brown. I'm still under the weather. I do apologize. All right. So let's go to commercial break. Coach, 3 minutes. I'll be right back. I got to get some water. I got to clear the throat. You're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Hey, sports fans, looking for the ultimate sports and entertainment destination in Savannah, Georgia? Look no further than Coach's Corner. At Coach's Corner, you'll find everything you need for a great time, including TVs everywhere so you can catch all the latest sporting events, an outdoor seating area, perfect for enjoying a drink or a meal on a warm day, a wide array of drink options from beers to cocktails, a comprehensive sports schedule so you can cheer on your favorite teams year-round, prompt service even when it's crowded, a fun and lively atmosphere perfect for letting loose with your friends, and of course, delicious food, from famous chicken wings, hamburgers to delectable calzones and pizzas. Coach's Corner menu is sure to satisfy your cravings. In addition to all this, Coach's Corner also features an upgraded sound garden. Now, more seats, more bars, and an upgraded sound system. It's the perfect spot for hundreds of fans to gather and enjoy the latest local bands, tribute acts, and rising stars. So what are you waiting for? Join us at Coach's Corner for the ultimate sports, music, and culinary experience. Coach's Corner can't wait to see you soon. Remember, Coach's Corner is located at 3016 Victory Drive, right in Thunderbolt, Georgia, and on the World Wide Web at coaches.net. Remember, Coach's Corner, where every day is game day.
Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary Day School, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ at Calvary Day School. We would consider it a privilege to meet with you and your family personally. Call Alicia Bain, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
Yo, you still want some real New York Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road, Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., serving breakfast and lunch right here in Savannah, Georgia. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering has been serving the public for over 3 years. Now, if you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered to your door, go online to SavannahTakeout.com or DoorDash.com, or just pick up the phone and call 912-354-2914. That's right, 912-354-2914. Kabish, and remember, we ain't New York style. We are New York at Rocky's New York Deli and
Weatherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room, if you can. At the Weatherton Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Weatherton Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Weatherington at the Weatherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
Two times in a row here. I got to get my microphone on. Okay. Once again, welcome back to the Karl DeMasi Sports Sport, and it's all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. And like I said, tonight's all basketball, all basketball, all basketball. And we got to start out with a young man that's been doing a great job at Savannah High. He loves his kids. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? He's in the state championship again in his second year. He took over for the legendary Mr. 500, Tim Jordan. It's just unbelievable. They're looking for their first state championship since 1998. Of course, like I said, they're facing McIntosh Academy again for the 4th time. I mean, Coach Brown's got his team ready for the challenge. So joining me on the coach's hot seat, ready to talk about the High and the journey that they've been going through this year, and of course the preparation going into Friday night. And if you're not watching TV, you can see him all over the news broadcast. But he's the GOAT. He's got the pizzazz for this. So no other than the head coach from Savannah High, my buddy George Brown. What's up, Coach?
What's up, Mr. Coach? Coach, how you doing?
Call me whatever you want, but don't call me late for dinner, there, buddy.
What's up, Mr. DeMasi? You all right, Coach? You're the GOAT, man. I'm just around.
No, it's a lot of fun, and I know you're getting ready for Friday afternoon, 3 o'clock. I mean, it's just unbelievable to watch how that program of the U has just kept its momentum. I mean, it's pretty special. Congratulations on another great job, and I know you're not done yet.
Nah, not done yet, but I definitely appreciate it for sure.
All right. So, like I do with my guest, 4 questions. I call it 4 quarters with the coach. I don't want to keep around too long because I know you probably haven't eaten dinner. You're probably just getting out of that gym now. So, all right. So,
Still in here, man.
I hear you. It's just your second year leading the High. You've taken the Blue Jackets back-to-back state title games. What has been the key to this year's team success?
I just think our relationship or our bond, this is kind of a team goal that we all had since they've been in 9th grade. So I think everybody's just taking a little more ownership. And like I said, it would have been different if these guys just would have told me that they wanted to go to the state playoffs. Then that would have been our goal. But they said state championship, so now we holding you to that standard. So it's just been great all around, man. I'm just extremely thankful for the group of guys that I got. You don't have it really nowadays. It's the Wild Wild West. Kids transfer and leave and go anywhere to play. So I'm just thankful that my guys actually stayed. And we actually had a couple kids leave that I thought would have put us even more over the top. But we're very excited for the group that we have right now. I'm very, very thankful for these boys that stuck it out and stuck with us, even when it was tough. Because like I tell people, man, these kids as freshmen, they were getting pummeled, man. We were getting beat pretty bad. We went 8-15 when they were freshmen. And then we just had a pretty good turnaround when they were sophomores. We got in the gym, we grinded. So we went from 8-15 to 21-8 when they were sophomores. And then the rest has kind of just been history.
You know, I was pretty surprised when Mr. 500 left after that year with that freshman group, because he kept on telling me, you know, I'll be honest with you, we've been coaching a long time, but I've been on many different levels. He stayed on the varsity level. And he said, Coach, it's time. But this freshman class could be pretty special. And I got the right guy to take it over. You know, he was right about those two things, the freshman and you. So pretty impressive. So that bond is definitely
he's
there.
Normally pretty right, man.
Yeah, Tim
normally pretty right. That's one thing. Yeah, he's batting pretty high, man. He's normally pretty right with a lot of things that he tells me.
All right, quarter number 2. This is your 4th time you'll face McIntosh County Academy this season. What have you learned from the previous matchups, and how do you plan to adjust? I mean, you guys must know each other inside and out.
Well, I think that the biggest thing that I learned and I keep harping on just in general, I think today's game, playing hard is a skill set. So if I have a lot of kids that play hard, I think the team, the time that they beat us, they had a couple more kids play a little harder than us. And even before then, even the games, they've all been pretty close. So I just think matching that physicality and matching that toughness, Coach Jones does a very good job down there. He gets those guys going and gets those guys rolling. So I'm just expecting our kids to come out and play hard. And like I told our kids, man, you guys don't come up with the result that I want, I might look at you guys a little differently. So I don't think our guys want that either.
I understand that. Okay. Quarter number 3, your coaching staff includes several Savannah High alumni who have played at the High. How is their experience and being part of that Savannah High culture and being mentors to these guys help shape this team this year?
Well, number one, I had no idea what the Savannah High culture really was until I became like I got good instances of it, but when I became the head coach, it got a lot wilder, a lot wilder. I will say that. But just trying to do my best to keep tradition alive because this is a very successful program here at Savannah High. Like just like in anywhere in high school, you're gonna have a couple down years where everything drops off, but overall, I mean, like I said, you don't. It's not often. There's not a lot of coaches, period, with 500 wins. There's not a lot of coaches with region championships. Like I said, I can speak for me in high school. I've never won region. I went to the playoffs 1 year. So like I tell our boys, man, you guys are doing me a favor. I'm soaking it in with y'all. So I'm just thankful to be a part of the tradition and understand what the culture is really about. And like Tim Jordan's always told me, man, Savannah's better when Savannah High basketball is playing well. And I do see that. So I see a tremendous difference from when we weren't winning as many games to us winning games now. So I'm just extremely grateful to put Savannah High back where I think it belongs basketball wise in the city at the top.
Nice, nice. And of course, we got people watching, and the man that coaches baseball at HV Jenkins, Coach Seth Gaspin. Coach, congrats and good luck.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
So everybody in the city, the SAV, the Seaport's got you back there, buddy. All right, last question, okay? I want you to talk about your players. They speak very highly of you. I mean, you got a senior laden group here. How do you use basketball to teach life lessons, and what do you hope that these players take away from it? And talk about them a little, because I know that they're near and dear to you.
Yeah, so like I said, this is a very, very special group to me. Like I told them, boys, you guys forever changing my life. I'm forever indebted to you guys just because it has to be some type of balance. Like I tell people, sometimes people get new coaches and they don't really like it, you know what I mean? And like I say, it's hard to fall from one of the best coaches in the state of Georgia. Like people just think it's easy, you know what I mean? It definitely wasn't a easy task, but I was able to just build a relationship with my guys and the players. And just on and off the court, I'm trying to get them to understand, man, as good as you are, as good as you may think you are, there's been thousands and millions of people before you to play the game. Your mind is going to get you out of a lot of situations that basketball can't. So I just try to let them understand, man, that this game and all sports are used to teach life lessons. It's adversity, it's struggle, it's working hard, it's pushing you to be a better person. So I just think I'm trying to use everything I can possibly to motivate these guys outside of basketball, because at some point in time, that sport, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, no matter what it is going to stop. So then what are you going to be able to do? So just using every instance I can, every little thing I can, you know what I mean? Just try to push them to be better grown men and life. Like I said, it's not an easy task, especially dealing with inner city kids, you know what I mean? But for sure, thankful for the task and thankful for the opportunity that God has placed in front of me. But I think our guys, like I said, they just all have honed in to what I'm trying to get them to understand. And it's actually extremely difficult because we have so many different characteristics on this team. Like you got Makai Joyner, who's a little more outspoken than most, and you got a kid that's leading the state in blocks that don't say too much to people in general. So it's just a very good thing for us. Like I said, Deshaun Davis, he doesn't talk much. He's coming out of his shell. That's been the biggest thing that I like about him. We're able to get Chance Hendricks back in the fold. Zai Smart, we got him from Woodville Tompkins. He's doing wonders for us. Just trying to get all these kids to understand that together we can achieve more. I think just in our communities right now, it's a lot of people going against each other instead of like it used to be back in the day where a lot more people grow together and then try to figure everything out. So just trying to tell them that you're way, way stronger with a closed fist than an open hand. So we're just trying to do all the little things that all the OGs and all the people that have been in my life that taught me. Like I said, I'm pretty wise for my years. To be 30 years old, I just think I've been blessed to be around a great group of men who just kind of shaped and molded me the way that I want my kids and my son to be molded if I have one, you know what I mean? So I'm just thankful for everything that I've been taught. I'm just trying to pass it down. I'm trying to be the coach that I wish I had. And I had some great coaches. Paul Williams, Ty Randolph, you know what I mean? I had some pretty good coaches, so can't complain.
I hope Ty taught you some ball handling tricks.
Yeah, man. Hey, Ty taught me a lot, man. I only had him for a year. I wish I would have had him longer, but he definitely taught me a lot. I just got off the phone with him not too long ago, man. Give me a little motivational speech.
So what's the game plan now? You heading up there tomorrow? You heading up Friday morning? What's the game plan? What's the itinerary?
Yeah, we're gonna. So I'm trying to do everything just like I just did it last week. We're gonna try to go up there tomorrow. Go up there tomorrow, get acclimated a little bit. Like I said, just enjoy our time away from the community. Just our last time being together. Like I said, this group is just special and near dear to my heart, man. So I just want to make sure that they get the proper send off. Like I said, regardless if we win or lose, it's our last high school basketball game ever. So I think people need to really, really understand that, like, the trials and tribulations that these kids have overaccomplished and conquered, it's monumental. So if you can do that in basketball, you can do anything you want in life. So that's what I'm trying to really, really use. If you win a state championship, that means you'd have to do 900 million other things before you got to the state championship. So that means you can overcome a lot. So just trying to really, really push that threat from that echelon. And then, like I said, we shoot and aim for the very, very top. Because if you fall short, you're automatically still at the very, very top. You know what I mean? So even if you're not first or second, like, we don't really believe in that. But just trying to push them to be alphas and competitors in life in general, I just think it goes a long way for them.
Sure does. And you're going to love this. I got a good buddy of mine who I started coaching basketball way back in the early 80s. He's up in New York. He watched the show. He says, Savannah High, drain the three and play some D. Go get him, coach.
That's the plan, man. That's the plan. We hope we can. We appreciate you, Mr. Joe.
I had to explain to him when I moved down here that the basketball was above the rim, because where we coached, we had one of the smallest high schools. So we weren't blessed with a lot of talent and a lot of height. So, but down here, I'm telling you, the basketball's been great. Well, yeah. Coach George, Athletic. Coach, I've been watching you, Coach. You've been doing a great job over there. I'll be watching on the Georgia Public Broadcasting System, because I'm not going to make it up there to Macon, but everybody's got your back. And believe me, people in Savannah are backing you up. They got your back.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you. Thank you, Coach. I definitely appreciate it, man.
Well, it's always fun watching you do a great job. And I'm a little old now, but if I had a kid, I had a boy that played some hoops, he'd be playing for you there, buddy.
I definitely appreciate it, man. I definitely appreciate it, man. Any kid we could get, like I said, I'm trying to, and like I also try to tell people, I'm not one of those, like, yeah, I go to school days just to see the talent going on in the city, man, but we're developing our kids, man. That's one thing I like. You can see constant progression with our kids from freshmen to seniors. Like I said, they went from not having no honors to being all-state players, like I said, all-state players of the year, defensive players, region players. So we just very, very appreciative of the work that these kids have put in to accomplish those accolades that they set out for themselves. All
right, Coach, go get them. And as they say over there on Pennsylvania Avenue, go high.
Yeah, go. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Coach DeMasi.
Check out Twitter. I made a little basketball logo for you.
I got you. I need to go check that out. I appreciate you, my guy.
I'll talk to you. Good luck.
All right. Thank you, sir. You have a good one.
I'm telling you right now, he's one of the most young, energetic coaches. I love watching these guys coach. I'm the OG, but, even though I'm the OG, the old guy, I still learn from these guys. And we did an interview early in the season, and he treats them like they're his sons. He treats them the right way, and that's why those kids love playing for him. Coach Jordan's still around giving them advice, which is something special. But I'll be at my seat at 3 o'clock watching Savannah High go for the championship against McIntosh Academy for the 4th time this season. Next up, we're going to talk about a guy who's won his 3rd championship in the last 4 years. We'll be talking to head coach from St. Andrew's School, Coach Mel Abrams. Got to thank the sponsors. Be right back, Coach. Glad you're feeling a little better like I am. You're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. 3 minutes, talk a little Lions basketball. State champions, that is, too. Hey, sports fans, looking for the ultimate sports and entertainment destination in Savannah, Georgia? Look no further than Coach's Corner. At Coach's Corner, you'll find everything you need for a great time, including TVs everywhere so you can catch all the latest sporting events, an outdoor seating area, perfect for enjoying a drink or a meal on a warm day, a wide array of drink options from beers to cocktails, a comprehensive sports schedule so you can cheer on your favorite teams year-round, prompt service even when it's crowded, a fun and lively atmosphere perfect for letting loose with your friends, and of course, delicious food, from famous chicken wings, hamburgers, to delectable calzones and pizzas. Coach's Corner menu is sure to satisfy your cravings. In addition to all this, Coach's Corner also features an upgraded sound garden, now with more seats, more bars, and an upgraded sound system. It's the perfect spot for hundreds of fans to gather and enjoy the latest local bands, tribute acts, and rising stars. So what are you waiting for? Join us at Coach's Corner for the ultimate sports, music, and culinary experience. Coach's Corner can't wait to see you soon. Remember, Coach's Corner is located at 3016 Victory Drive, right in Thunderbolt, Georgia, and on the World Wide Web at coaches.net. Remember, Coach's Corner, where every day is game day.
Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary Day School, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ at Calvary Day School. We would consider it a privilege to meet with you and your family personally. Call Alicia Bain, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
Yo, you still want some real New York Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road, Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., serving breakfast and lunch right here in Savannah, Georgia. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering has been serving the public for over 3 years. Now, if you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered to your door, go online to SavannahTakeout.com or DoorDash.com, or just pick up the phone and call 912-354-2914. That's right, 912-354-2914. Kabish, and remember, we ain't New York style. We are New York at Rocky's New York Deli and Italian
Weatherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can. At the Weatherton Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Weatherton Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive, and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Weatherington at the Weatherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. I got my microphone on for the first time. I messed it up on the 2 segments, but you know what? We're talking basketball. Like I said, I know, athlete of the week, I messed up, didn't get one, under the weather like my next guest here, just battling, stuff with the flu, the viral crud, whatever you want to call it. But I will definitely have an athlete of the week for you next week. So what can I say? This young man has led St. Andrews to another championship victory. With the latest win, he has 3 state titles in the last 4 years. He's been the head coach for 10 years. His team finished with a remarkable 26-3 record, closing out, not many people probably know this, but if you read Dennis Knight's article the other night, 15-game winning streak, okay? I mean, he's built a winning culture there. Last 4 years, 101 wins. He's got some great plays. He watched Zayden Edwards break the school scoring record and got to meet the old scoring champ 25 years ago, Evan Ulrich. But we're just going to talk about what's going on at St. Andrews with their basketball program. So joining me on the coach's hot seat, and I know he's probably running a temperature, but he's on the hot seat like he is when he always comes on here, the state champion head coach of the St. Andrew Lions, Class 3A in the Georgia Independent Athletic Association, Mel Abrams. What's up, Coach? You feeling any better?
I'm getting there. This has been a rough one, man. I usually bounce back pretty quickly, but this one's had me down for a few days. But today I feel like I've turned the corner a little bit. So glad to be here. And as always, we appreciate what you do.
Hey, what you're doing over there is simply amazing. I enjoy watching it. It's just, I know everybody says, well, Coach, every school that you coached at is near and dear to you. This was something special the 2 years I was at St. Andrews because I lived right around the block. So growing up in New York, you went to a neighborhood school and you gravitated to it. I lived right around the block, and I went to watch football games, basketball games, and I didn't think I was going to coach there, but I wound up coaching there for 2 years, and it was really, really a great experience. So, but what you've done over there is really special, and bringing back the alumni and, getting people excited about it is really, really good. And once again, congratulations. That's another ring for your finger, right?
Yes, sir. Ring number 3. It's man, they all are different, but this one really feels really, really good. I think losing last year after winning back to back and not knowing, how you were going to get back there, or if you could, and then having this new group with Zayden kind of being the leader of this group, and watching how this group just gel together off the court and how they interacted with one another and enjoyed each other's company. This was a good one.
I mean, it's definitely is definitely something special. Okay, and you got different teams, different years. So let's go with the 4 quarters. That's where I guess 4 questions. I call it 4 quarters. So I mean, you must have some kind of we must have some mental telepathy here, because my first quarter question was, I mean, the championship marks your 3rd in 4 years and the 6th in the program's history. How does this win stand out and compared to the other ones? You just told us it was just something special watching these guys grow.
Yes. In addition to you had to beat the people that beat you the year before in the Final Four, the defending state champs, and Brookwood, who's the number 1 team pretty much throughout the course of the season, ranked number 1 in our classification for pretty much the entire season. So to beat the defending state champs who knock you out in the Final Four last year, and to beat the team that was pretty much the number 1 ranked team, I think made this one really meant something.
Yeah, I mean, I thought you should have been a number 1 team all year long, but you know how those rankings are, and rankings are on paper. People, rankings are for paper. We don't play the game on paper; we play it on the courts, and that's what it's all about. Okay. So, question number 2: your team had several new faces, Glover, Cummings, and yet you build that chemistry that you need to win it all. What was the biggest challenge in molding this group into a championship team, and how did they rise to the occasion?
I think the biggest challenge anytime you have new players is, depending on where they came from, what that culture was like, what was the points of emphasis, whether or not you were a man, primarily man defensive team. Do you play fast? So all of those things, I think, were challenges. We do things a certain way, and so having the new guys come in and understand kind of the way we want to play, I think, was the challenge initially. And then when you have a lot of new faces coming into a program that has had the success we've had, knowing that every game you play, especially locally, you're going to get everybody's best shot, and being able to be prepared for that and understand that even though you may be new to St. Andrews, we want to kick your behind because of what happened the previous year. So I think it took a couple of games for us to realize, wait a minute, there's a target on our back for a lot of these new guys. But they stayed the course. We really were intentional in practices this year in a way that we probably haven't been in previous years, just because we were trying to build certain habits. And, over the course of the season, we saw things improve in those areas that we thought we needed to improve in. And as a coach, I think it's rewarding, and as coaches, it's rewarding when you get to the state championship game to see those things that may have beat you in the early part of the season, see your guys executing those moments to take care of business. So it was a process, but Zayden was the connector with all of that, man. He understood what it was like, and so he was constantly reminding guys of what.
Perfect segue again, Coach. We're thinking alike. Quarter number 3, Zayden Edwards has been a key part of this program for 4 years. He's adjusted his roles and what he had to do. So how would you describe his impact on this program for the past 4 years, both on and off the court? Because a lot of people don't realize what you see on the court is what you get off the court.
He has been a visible and physical example of what we are about and what we are trying to do. He's naturally a leader, so he's kind of been a leader since he stepped on campus. How much he used his voice varied depending on who was on our roster. This year he took the bull by the horn and said, "Listen, we going as I go," and he led the way. Academically, he does what he's supposed to do, and so he's a model. A lot of our freshmen and first year guys had a good role model, and so it helps to say, "Hey, here's somebody who's been there, done that." If you want to understand what it takes to be successful holistically at St. Andrews and as a student athlete, here's someone you can lean on, and he's been willing to be a mentor and help a lot of these young men. So he's been huge.
I mean, it's definitely been a lot of fun watching him. I can't wait to see what he does up there at North Greenville, and just like his brother at Augusta State. So Zayden and Zaire, we're definitely a blessing coming to St. Andrews. And quarter number 4, last question, winning 101 games over the past 4 seasons, setting a new program record, speaks volumes and about the culture and what you've built over there. When you first took this job, did you ever think that it was going to go to this and to keep it sustaining that culture? I mean, it's pretty impressive. So give us your thoughts about your 10-year ride at St. Andrews School.
But one, I didn't know about the record. I tell Broom, don't tell me nothing about no numbers. I just
He's got the numbers. He's got the numbers.
Yeah, I try to keep my head down and just keep going, man. But when we started doing this is something I told the players back in 2015, and Jeff Gonzalez and I used to tell him, I said, "Coach, I want to make this program relevant in Savannah. I want to be able to compete with any school in Savannah." And so it was a vision. I believed it could happen. There were times where it didn't look like it might, but we've been able to just keep working at it. And when you have families and kids who see what kind of coaching is involved and how you care about the kids, and then you get 1 or 2 kids come in, and then from there it can snowball into other kids wanting to be there and continue to develop those kids who are at the school. And so it's turned into what it's turned into, and we're going to take it as far as we can take it.
And you've been doing a great job with it. And, and just so people know, back when people would love to play St. Andrews, now it's getting tougher to get games for you, right?
It is hard. And it's even harder. I started today when I started feeling a little bit better, started like checking emails and texting people and shooting emails, trying to see if we can get games. And now with the ranking system that GHSA has, a lot of schools are like, we're not. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense to play you with the ranking system. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm hoping we'll still be able to put together a good schedule. So we'll see. It's becoming a challenge. So hopefully we'll see. But yeah, it's difficult.
And you got a question here from not a question, but a comment from Wendy Sutton, building not just a program but also young men. Appreciate what he does.
Absolutely. A lot of people who may not be a part of the school community or kind of view what we do from a distance don't understand that at the core what we're doing is about building men, from our principles to our core values. All of those things are about life lessons, discipline, trust, accountability, all the things we talk about. It's basketball is the vehicle and the avenue by which we use we use basketball to teach these lessons. And so we feel good about what we're doing. We're proud of the young men who play in our program and go off to college, some who continue to play, some who don't. Luke Peaster, who's one of our former players, texted me this morning. He's been out of the country and had not heard we won and was excited and said, I can't wait to see you. So it makes us feel good, man, when you've had kids come through the program and 3-4 years after they've graduated, they're calling you, FaceTiming you after you won the state championship, just as excited as they were when they were here playing. And it's been huge. And Evan Aldridge and Ray Rogers and some of these alums who follow the program and have followed the program for years, and being able to hear from them and get text messages, it's been good, man. It's been fun.
Well, you're doing a heck of a job over there, and always it's the St. Andrews School on the Marsh, which was the original name. But you're doing a great job. Keep it up. A lot of fun. Congratulations. You guys deserve it over there. You work hard, and you got good people helping you. Gonzalez, Broom, Wheelock. I mean, it's just great all around, and it's fun watching it go. And I don't know what else to tell you, but let's go for number 4 next year.
Absolutely. And I want to say this: we can't do it without it all works together. Teachers, parents, administration all support what we do, and that makes it even sweeter to win it because we know we're not just winning it for ourselves.
You're not, Coach. You got everybody behind you. Appreciate it. Feel better. It's starting to catch up with you now after 45 minutes. I've done enough for tonight, but once again, I'm glad that we can get the news out there, and what you're doing is very, very honorable, respectable, and like I just told George Brown, if I had a kid, you guys, I would love for my kids to play for you guys. So keep up the great work, and I'll talk to you. Feel better.
Thank you.
Go Lions.
Go Lions.
I didn't mess up. I didn't say it once this show. All right. Talk to you later, Coach.
Thank you.
Hold it. We got another. Oh, okay. No comment. Went away. So, but yeah, like I said, George Brown, Mel Abrams, a lot younger than me. I've been coaching basketball. I was coaching basketball, the only sport I coached for almost 40 years without missing a beat. It's just something about the game of basketball I love, but watching what these young guys are doing with the men they're developing, with their principles, I mean, it is something special. So 3 out of the last 4 years, St. Andrews School, the Lions, state champions. You got to love it. All right, so it just came back here. Coach Kevin Brown, how you doing, Coach? Always a pleasure. The man, the myth, the legend over at Groves High School, one of the best baseball coaches I ever watched coach here in the city of Savannah. Now he's downtown running the middle school programs. Love you, brother. Always great talking to you. So other than that, the show is, 49 minutes long. I'm starting to get a little hoarse here, so I got to wrap it up. Carl's Corner, sports. Okay, it's a big part of our lives. It takes us away from the problems we face. For a small amount of time, we enjoy it. It's just something special. There's heartaches, there's triumphs, and it's all part of the game. And like I said, watching what happened to the Jenkins girls team the other day on TV or on the internet, and the clicker had them not starting the clock, and I'm yelling at it, and but in reality, the clock did start on time. But it's just something special, to watch them get to their first state semifinal ever, and to lose to the eventual state champion by 1 point is always special. So a lot of good things are happening here in sports and athletics, girls basketball, boys basketball, colleges. We got a lot to be proud of in Savannah, Georgia. And Friday at 3 p.m. in Macon, Georgia, at the Centerplex, the Savannah High goes against McIntosh Academy for the Class 1A Division II state title. All right, like I say every week, please say a prayer for this crazy world. What's going on? Hopefully we can get this straightened out, try to help somebody, try to be nice to somebody, make it a little special for somebody. That's what it's all about. And that's what we need to do. So, like I said, I'm not going to get into what's going on in news. That's for you to watch World News Tonight or whatever you're watching. For me, I just love what I'm doing. This hour that I always do this takes me away from that. And I'm thankful for it. But say prayer for all the peoples in the world that are dealing with all the tragedies that go on in our lives. On that note, hey, it's the end of the show. whatever you're doing today or tomorrow, always hit it out of the park. And until I talk to you next week, may it be your best week ever. God bless. Peace out. Talk to you next week, and go Savannah High.